Hi guys, Christmas and New Year is also very much the party season. If you're planning a party and a bit of an ease up, you'll need a sparkling wine to go with it. In this episode, 3 quality sparkling wines for your New Year celebrations. Hi guys, this is Tony Melville with another episode of Big on Wine, the channel that brings you news, clues and reviews about everything in the world of wine. And don't forget, our emphasis is on simplicity and value for money. And in full disclosure, I should tell you that all the wines I review on the channel are my own choices and all opinions are very much my own. Paid for the wines myself. I'm not on anybody's payroll, I do assure you. Okay, sparkling wines, champagne, are they the same thing or are they different? Well, the answer is yes, they're very different. Champagne is only produced in France, in northeastern France, in fact, in a very, very clearly delineated area using a certain variety of grapes and a certain method of production. Sparkling wine, on the other hand, can be produced by a number of methods and also is produced all over the world. So what we're going to look at here is not champagne, but sparkling wines. Now, the first choice I've got for you today is this one here. And this is a kind of a budget option. It comes in around about the €10 mark. It's from Italy. It's called Tosti, Asti, Dolce. Dolce, of course, meaning sweet. So as you can guess, this is a sweet option. Moscato d'Asti is the actual description of the wine. It's produced in the Piedmont area of northwest Italy. So that's up tight behind the mountains and the French border in the northwest, just around about southeast of Torino there. It's produced from the Muscat Blanc or the Moscato Bianco, as they say in Italian, and about 70% of the world's production of Moscato Bianco is in fact in Italy. So this is a very Italian grape variety. Now, the distinguishing features of this Asti Dolce is that, of course, it's very sweet. And it's also very low in alcohol. It's only about 7.5%. Now, because it is sweet, and in order to preserve the carbon dioxide in the wine, you need to really serve this cold. So cool it down to about 6, 7, 8 degrees maximum. So put it in the fridge for a good 4 hours before you serve it. Now, in the nose, this has a kind of a sweetness is what it gives off here. Slightly floral notes here. Let's have a quick taste. Oh, very sweet. Now this has got probably 85 grams or so of sugar in it. Now, this is a wine which is low alcohol and high in sweetness. So, you know, this is the kind of wine you can serve to your grandma, okay? She can handle it, yeah? She can handle it. What can you eat with it, or what would it be good with? Well, I think you should pair this, you know, with cakes or a sweet dessert, fruit maybe. It makes a great aperitif, but it has to be cold. Make sure it's cold, 6, 7 degrees. And well, you know, give it a try also with a salty cheese. Sometimes these combinations of sweetness and salt are extremely successful. So salty cheese with the Asti Dolce there. Very good. Well made, not exactly my kind of drink. It has too much sugar in it for me, but I'm sure would be a success, generally speaking, with pretty much everybody if it's sufficiently well chilled. So that's option number 1. And option number 2, oh, clink. I've chosen here a classic, if you like, a classic champagne copy. This isn't champagne, but as near as damn it, it is champagne, yeah? So this is from Luxembourg, and the name of the wine is Bernard-Massard Cuvée de l'Écusson Brut. Try saying that after a couple of drinks, I challenge you. Cuvée de Luxembourg. What kind of wine is this? Well, this is a sparkling wine, of course, and very much in the champagne mode, produced using the champagne method in Luxembourg. And the price of this is about €14. Now, if you buy an equivalent bottle of champagne, real champagne, you're going to be paying twice as much. So this is a very good budget option. Let's put a little bit in the glass. Why do I say it's a champagne copy? Well, it's a champagne copy because basically the selection of grapes is very much the same as used in champagne. In Champagne, they use, generally speaking, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier. Now, in this wine, which is produced in Luxembourg, they've added a little bit of Riesling to this as well. Now, Riesling is not something which is acceptable in Champagne. Most Champagne itself is produced around about the 49th parallel north. If you move just a couple of 100 kilometers east of the Champagne area, you come to Luxembourg, 49th parallel, and that's where this is from. An excellently made product, tight bubbles in the nose, kind of an acidic, citrusy note there. Let's have a quick taste. Fruity, straightforward. Kind of a toasted aroma and taste, maybe even a touch of apricot there. Now this will, of course, like all sparkling wines, sufficiently chilled, so around about 7-8 degrees. Excellent an aperitif. It'll go with seafood. It's an all-purpose champagne substitute, a great party wine. And, you know, excellent stuff, and the price around about €14 a bottle. Let's turn to our third option for the party season, and our third option comes from Austria. Now, most people probably wouldn't associate sparkling wine with Austria. People think of champagne or spumante, prosecco, things like that. But this, I assure you, is an excellent option for celebrations and also to accompany food. This wine, this sparkling wine, is called Stift, Klosterneuburg, Mathäi, Brut. And Brut, of course, means dry. So when you're looking for sparkling wines or champagne, don't go for anything that's marked, you know, sec or something like that. Go for Brut. That's what dry sparkling wine is called. It's made just north of Vienna, about 20 minutes north of Vienna, overlooking the Danube. Stift Klosterneuburg. It's a monastery, and boy, do those monks know how to make wine. Yeah, they've been doing it for 900 years. 900 years, so they should know a thing or two by now. The grape here is one of the great Austrian white grapes. It's the Grüne Veltliner. Let's put a little bit into the glass. Wonderful bubbles. Let's have a quick in the nose. Yep. Lovely. A little spicy in the nose. That's quite interesting. A bit of apple, toasty. This is, again, this is a brew, dry, 11 grams of sugar per litre in the finished product here. Again, made with the champagne method from Grüne Veltliner grapes, so the local grapes of northeastern Austria. Let's have a taste. Apple comes through first of all. Apple, maybe a little bit of peach in there as well. So citrusy, fresh, as all these sparkling wines are. Slightly more nuanced than the Bernard-Massard, so slightly more in there. Peach, apple, citrus fruits, very ripe, slightly darker in colour as well. This would go well with slightly fattier fish, salmon, trout. But you know, also would work extremely well with white meat such as pork, and could even cope with something like turkey. So okay, best served as an aperitif, obviously before a meal, 8 degrees or so, but would also work with white meat, pork, and pink-fleshed fish as well, fatty fish. So an excellent one there, a wonderful combination of flavours and aromas in the Stift Klosterneuburg, coming in for about €17 a bottle. Okay, so if I have to give my takeaway here, I would say that this guy probably likes anything you can potentially give him. But if we're dealing with the wines, let's move on to the first option, and that is the Tosti Asti, the Moscato d'Asti, coming in for around €10 a bottle. Sweet option, which will appeal to many, particularly people who are not used to drinking wine. Make sure that when you serve it, it's well chilled because of its sweetness. Would go with cakes, desserts, and also as an aperitif. I'm going to give that one 3 stars. Wine number 2 was the classic champagne copy, made using the champagne method, made in Luxembourg, Bernard-Massard Cuvée de l'Écusson. And I'm going to give that one 3.5 stars. You know, you could easily serve that and nobody would know it's not champagne, all right? So if you want to play a little trick on people there. And then finally, number 3. And I would say of the bunch, this is probably the most interesting, the most nuanced, probably the best, even the best quality of all 3. This is the Stift Klosterneuburg Mathäi Grüne Veltliner, 100%. Wonderful combination of flavours and aromas there. I'm going to give that 4 stars, 4 stars plus even, out of 5 for the Mathäi there. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do consider subscribing to the channel, and of course, you know, feel free to share and like on social media. See you again next time around.